Hello everyone. My name is Rohit Yadav, and I work with IACSD for Marketing and Corporate Relations. I welcome you all on behalf of IACSD and DYPIMS on this session, that is expert session on AWS and Cloud Offerings. Let me give you a quick introduction about the members present on the on session, and I would also give you some brief idea about what this session will be all about and about the speaker. Okay, so we have Mr. Keshav sir, head marketing and placements for IACSD. Then we have Mr. Prashant sir, center coordinator for IACSD. Then we have Mr. Rohit Puranik for course coordinator IACSD. We have Mr. Manish Bendale, faculty cum software professional, and then we have Mr. Rahul sir, faculty cum software professional. Let me give you a quick introduction about the guest for the AWS and Cloud Offering session, Mr. Harshal Pagar sir. Harshal sir is a software engineer who can take complex problems and produce scalable solutions. Sir has worked on multiple projects right from their inception to the delivery of the project by using his extensive experience in Java and AWS cloud servicing. And I would also, add on to the point that he was an alumni of IACSD for August 2012 batch, PG-DAC batch, basically. Harshal sir, welcome, very warm welcome from IACSD and Dr. D.Y. Patil Institute of Management Studies. I would hand over the session to Harshal sir. Harshal sir, you can take over the session.
Thanks, Rohit sir. Thank you very much. So, let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting your session. Guys, if you have any questions or if you have any concerns, you can put down your queries in the chat box, and sir will pick it up from there. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Hey, thank you for a warm introduction, and thank you for giving this opportunity. So to begin with, so I'm going to introduce you to the AWS world and whatever learning and expertise I have got on this cloud journey, I will be sharing with you today. So without wasting time, let's start. Yep. So our agenda for today would be like we'll start with some basic concept about cloud. Then we'll go with the what is AWS and what are the offerings AWS is providing to us. And then we'll be doing some live demo sessions on the AWS console. We'll doing some spin up instances. We'll host our resume website, and like we don't do some hands-on. That way you will be able to see like what are the AWS capabilities are and how you can build faster and the better manner. Okay. And the last I have collected some data for you guys, like what are the learning path for your career. There are some awesome AWS user community groups available across the world, in India also and in Pune also. So I'm going to introduce to that, and what you will get from there, I will share on that one. Okay. So to start with, right, that's what is the cloud computing, right? So cloud computing, by definition, it refers to the on-demand delivery of IT resources and application, right? And it via the internet, and we are going to pay only for we are going to use, right? This is by definition. But what exactly we mean by on-demand delivery of IT resources, right? So let's. This is a diagram that I always refer whenever I need to introduce to someone to the cloud, right? So it says like on-demand delivery of IT resources, and IT resources can be compute, database, storage, right? And over the internet. because we don't have to buy them physically. We don't have to go and take them and host it somewhere. We just have to say that I need this computational power, I need this database, this storage, right? And over the internet, I will be get available to that one, and I can access them from any of the my devices, like the laptop, mobile, or any devices we have, right? But what's the benefit of that one, right? Because it's elastic. What does elastic means? It can scale up and scale down. Like I can ask for 10 instances, I can ask for 10 servers, and I can reduce them to 1, I can again scale to 100, right? And all that will be done from the click of my command. Okay, and this is very like agile model. So just take the layman example, right? Everybody has electricity at their home, right? But nobody produces that. We are taking the electricity from some electricity provider like Tata Power, Adani Power, or Maharashtra Electricity Board, right? They are providing us electricity on our click, like on our button, and they are providing that through a lease line, like the electricity polar line that they have, right? It's similar like over the internet. And whenever we need it, we just push our button, the electricity comes, we utilize that, we use that to power up our TV, AC, laptops, refrigerator, everything, right? And we only at the end of the month, we pay only for the units that we have consumed, right? It's the same concept applied at the cloud computing. What we are saying, okay, give me the IT resource or applications, what I'm needing, and I will be utilizing them. So whatever, how much I use, I'm going to pay only for them. I don't have to invest any like a power station, anything, or I don't want to install a data center for me. I don't want to take ownership of any servers. I just want to use them for a period of time, and I will be pay whatever I use, right? And what is the benefit of cloud then, right? Because we can go to the global in a minute. I can host my server in a US or Europe or any other region, right? And that will be available for my customers in that region. Because right now in the today's world, right, the speed is the key, right? Whatever my application, if it is fast, it is slowing down, my people will go, my customer will go to the another provider, right? So if my servers are the co-located to the same region where my customer are, then they will be get the faster results. Okay, and obviously I'm not paying for upfront cost, right? I'm not paying for any servers, so my cost will be getting reduced. I'm only paying for what I'm needing. Okay, so done to the basics. So right now in the general term, right, cloud has the 3 deployment models generally. Those are like public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. What the private cloud is dedicated for a specific group of users, and that can be accessible over the internet or a private internal network. Okay, this is great for a security model, a security control, where people need to secure their data, right? This can be example can be like a government agencies who want the cloud utilize the cloud capability, but they don't want to share the infrastructure with other people, right? So they go for the private cloud. And for example, like AWS has a special private cloud for US government. They had a special region for them, right? And what is a public cloud then? Public cloud is like infrastructure is shared by everyone. It is accessible to everyone. It can scale quickly. It is cheaper, and everybody can use that one. By like example, like you take your photos, you upload them to Google Photos, right? And they are stored in somewhere, right? But you don't know, like my photo can be on the same disk than that your photo is there, right? But we don't know. But it is secure that I'm able to access only my photos, you are able to access your photos, but the underlying infrastructure is the same, right? It's the same concept of the public cloud. But then what is the hybrid then? Hybrid is a combination of public and private. Okay, so and why we need a hybrid model, right? So some of the customers need, like they want to utilize the public cloud capability, and also they want to protect their some data, right? Their secret sauce. That way hybrid cloud provides us a bridge between them, and they can host some of the applications into the private cloud, where they want to protect the data either because of their secrecy or because of the compliance, and they can host some of the applications on the public cloud. And cloud provides the bridge between them, so they can be easily accessible from to and fro. Okay, and then we have the cloud computing models, right? There are generally 3 computing models till now, and functional as a service is also there. We'll see that later. So on premise, right, So when we say cloud, right, the cloud offers like this set of models for us, right? These are the layers, right? Networking layer, storage layer, server, virtualization, OS, and everything, right? So when we host when we have our own data center, or when we buy our server itself, right, on our premise, what we have to do, we have to procure that from a vendor. That server will come, that will reside in our data center. Then we have to manage the networking, storage, we have to install OS, we have to do the upgradation, we have to install our runtimes and data and application, we have to host our applications, right? This is the best option, like when we have lot of, and this was a legacy enterprise data that we are having, right? But now as cloud introduces, cloud offers infrastructure as a service. What it says, okay, I'm going to manage the networking, storage, and servers and virtualization. Okay, you worry about what your data. So if I just want, I'm say, okay, give me one server with a 8 GB of RAM, like 1 TB of data and this much capacity, they will provide you. But we have to install our OS, then we have to install our runtime like Java, Python, whatever need. Then we have to install our data, and then we'll host a Tomcat, and then we'll put our website or application into that one, right? But we have to manage the OS. And suppose whenever I need, there is a OS upgrade, there is a security patch upgrade, the responsibility with us. Okay, then next part comes as a platform as a service. Then we say, okay, I don't want to be in that OS management, right? I am just worried about my application. I will be focusing my application. Cloud, you take care of the OS installation and everything. Okay, that's Scala's platform as a service. Here we are getting the fully capable server as it is, right? We can say, okay, give me the Windows server which is compatible, where I'm going to host the Java application, right? So I will get the Tomcat and Java, JRE, install everything. Okay, and I don't have to manage about the networking, storage, and how the which or like what is the security patch applied or not, right? I will just host my application and delete that one. That's a platform as a service. Here convenience is more. Here when we go to the left side, the control is more. Okay, then there is the next concept as a software as a service computing model. Here we are not worried about anything. We are just consuming a service from a service provider. For example, like our Gmail service, right? It's a service for us. We are not reinventing the wheel for to create an email service and everything, right? We are just utilizing a mail service. It's accessible over the internet. We don't know where it is installed, how much server it takes, right? That called as a software as a service model, right? Okay. Then why cloud, right? Why there is a need of cloud, and what benefits I will get when I migrate my applications from the legacy data centers to the cloud, right? So there will be when we move from a legacy data center to the cloud, there is a like exponential like cost reduction in terms of the infront cost accord and at the time of data center installation, right? I don't have to pay any cost for my server. In the data center, I have to pay first money, then I will get the server, and then I will utilize, right? Here I'm not going to pay anything upfront. I'm going to pay only whatever I need, right? And this way I will be spending a less time on my infrastructure setup, and I will be concentrating on my business idea, right? Like right now you guys are like learning the cloud, and some of you might have some like a great business idea, right? So you don't have to be expert in the cloud infrastructure management or anything, right? You focus on your idea, you develop your app, your website, or your business model, right? You concentrate on that one and leave everything to the cloud, right? This way you can achieve more. And as you are not paying for upfront cost, right? You can set up like a startup can go easily on the cloud. And right now you don't have to provide a dedicated person on the cloud infrastructure management, right? So now you can utilize the other resources to your concentrating on your idea, right? And as we talk, like we can go global in a minute, right? Right now you are sitting in India, but if you want to launch an application or website in US region, which will be serving to the US client, right? And the people want like sub-millisecond latency, right? What you can do, you don't have to visit there, you don't have to put the data center in US, right? What you can using AWS cloud or any cloud, you can just say, okay, give me a server instance in a US region, and you'll host their application there, and from there you can directly utilize your website. Okay. Talking on cloud, right? So who are going like what are the different players in cloud market, right? Who are going to provide me a cloud services? So this is a Gartner chart, and this is like last July 2021. Gartner is a third party company that does this survey which is trustworthy, and you can find this on AWS website or any cloud website also. You can see the AWS is a leader in this market. AWS itself has a 33% share market, and like all three regions, like all three, they are covering almost 50% of the whole world cloud market: Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, right? And the first quadrant is a leader where all three large players are in the leader section. Then we have some niche player like Oracle, Tencent, Cowen, IBM. Then we have Alibaba also, right? These all are providing us a cloud services. Okay, but what exactly cloud services they provide, let's see. Okay, and we are going to focus today on the more on the AWS right, sorry, AWS side, right? So what is AWS? So AWS is a broad and deep platform that is helping customer build a sophisticated and scalable applications, right? And it's being used in this business like since long time. As you can see in the downside, right? I have put it that I like arrow path, like history, how the AWS has started, right? So AWS program, actually AWS was Amazon.com, right? And Amazon.com search, it's a biggest e-commerce platform right now, right? And you can, like there is big billion days in like India Dhamaka sale and everything, right? There is a Black Friday sale. So billion of people simultaneously access to the application, they place the request, and still AWS is managed to handle that one, right? How? Because they have built this whole infrastructure at the back end. They have created algorithm, they have created services which are doing this for us, right? So in the 2002, they so one of the engineer he publishes the white paper to the board of directors saying we have already the infrastructure set up, and we have such a big infrastructure which is mostly fully utilized at the time of big billion days, and normal days we are not fully utilizing our resources. So we can provide these our services to other people who can use, and we can earn from that one also, right? So in the 2003, they officially started to launch that as a core strength. So 2004, they launched the first public service as a simple queue service. Okay, and 2006 they relaunch as AWS with SQS, S3, EC2, and some of the other services. In 2007 they launch in Europe, and after that they have not seen backwards, right? And you can see, like I have pasted some of the biggest player like Netflix uses AWS to stream all the data. Dropbox, Airbnb, even the NASA runs on AWS, right? So you can see like it's a trustworthy, and like a lot of big players are utilizing it, so it can handle that much load. Okay, see, so how, like I just want to show you like how big this the AWS global infrastructure is, right? So this is a screenshot from infrastructure.aws. So on the rectangle side, whatever you're seeing, like the city names, they are regions, right? Okay, so these are like more than 25 regions available right now in the world. Okay, and what are the white lines you can see on the screen, right, between the regions? This is the direct connection from one region to another region, and this has a high bandwidth, the cable network, which makes sure that both regions are connected with high data transfer and everything, right? So what is the region, right? We're gonna see, like, so region has a data, it has a collection of availability zones. Okay, so consider it as it's abstraction layer to the data centers right now, and AWS has hosted that for us, right? So whatever region we want to explore, the AWS has that region. So it has covered almost 245 countries and territories AWS has covered. It has a 25 launch region right now. It has a 275 point of presence, like where we can directly connect to the AWS. It has edge locations where we can cache our data for low latency, right? So let's see what exactly region means. Okay, so we saw in that diagram, right, that there is a Mumbai region also, right? So imagine like a region is region is a collection of the availability zone, right? It can have the multiple availability zone, and what one availability zone is a consist of one or more discrete data centers. Okay, that means it's a physical data center available and present somewhere, right? But all the data centers will be apart from each other, like at the physical location, they will have the redundant power, they will have their own network, they will have their own power setup, physical security, and all, right? So one data center goes down, other will be there for us. Okay, this way AWS gives us a high availability, and we can scale our application to multiple regions at the same time, right? And because it's available for across it's available for multiple data centers and multiple availability zone, right? It's a fault tolerant. It's if something goes down, we have the backup at another availability zone from where we can take that one, right? Okay. So what's the share what's the security for in AWS, right? So AWS works on the share responsibility model. It says like whatever inside the cloud is the customer responsibility, and security of AWS is the AWS responsibility. So what is the AWS responsibility? AWS will be responsible to make sure that regions are available, the data center is working, there is a physical security, no theft is happening, everything that AWS will take care. But when we are in the cloud, when we are getting the server, we are responsible to what we are hosting on that application, what we are downloading, which port we are keeping open, is there an encryption or not, right? That's the responsibility of customer. So AWS always works on the share responsibility model. Okay. Let's see like what are the AWS services offer. Like AWS offers a 200 plus services, right? And on the top of that, I have just mentioned some of like compute, container, storage, database, networking, security and identity, and application integration, right? So it provides a wide variety of services to us. So let's do some hands-on. Like just go, I will just show you how AWS looks like. Okay. So this is AWS. Like when you go to the aws.amazon.com, this is a page come, right? You can go here, you can go to the products, solutions, and everything, right? So let me just sign into the console, and I will just walk you through like how actually console looks and what are the more services we can see in one glance. Okay. So I have logged into that one. Okay. So this is recently used because I have already used, but if you are at the first time, right, you can see on the left hand side, like there is a North Virginia selected. So these are the regions where whenever we are started to work, right, we need to select a region. So whatever servers or whatever anything we are doing, this will be in particular region. So if I want to switch to Mumbai, I can click on this one. I will stick to this one right now. So these are the regions that that need to be available. Okay. And when you click on the all services, right, you will be able to see all the services AWS is offering, and they have categorized based on the specific category of service. Okay, you can see there is compute, there is a storage, database, containers. There is a wide variety of machine learning products and tools available. We can utilize, and we are going to see like how the tech stack work. There is a cost management front end for a front end web application. There is also a blockchain, robotics, data migration, then we have governance. We have the analytical services also like Athena, Redshift, Cloud Search, Kinesis is there, right? There is a business applications available, and even the media services, right? Kinesis Video Stream, Media Connect, right? Like Netflix uses one of the services from here. Okay, so these are all the like 200 plus services available, right? And we need to use them whenever we are needed. And this is like in the software industry, like there is always concept, don't reinvent the wheel, right? We don't want to do something someone has already done that one, or it's providing to us, right? Unless there is some other issue, right? That's always there is explanation, but we never generally do the reinventing the wheel, right? So already if AWS is providing to us, right, we can concentrate on our business idea and we can utilize the services from here. Okay, let's see one service by one. Okay, first let's see a storage service. Like, so what storage means, like is a service is providing some data, like capability to store our data, right? But in which format data should be stored, right? And what will be the implication, limitation to that one? Like, so AWS provides a variety of storage services, right? There is a S3, there is a EFS, there is a storage gateway, EBS. These are all different types of AWS storage services, and everything has its unique use cases, and we're gonna see that one. Okay, let's first start with the simple storage service, right? So S3 stands for the simple storage service, and it's the most popular AWS service used across the world. S3 is an object storage service. Like whatever stored in that S3 is like considered as an object. Okay, and it's stored in a flat plane. Like whatever we have stored, it will be stored in a flat plane, and we will be able to access using a path. Okay, and it is always useful when we are going to store a long-term data like reporting, records, logs, and everything, right? And AWS is S3 is very cheaper. If we store the data, we don't, it's a negligible charges. We always pay whatever the data we consume from it, again, read from it. right? So it's always in the lower cost. So people uses it for to store our data, reports, to put our logs, to take put the backups of like everything, right? And S3 also supports a static website hosting, and we can say we can host a HTML page as a S3 website, and it will be cheaper for us because we are only going to pay whatever whenever somebody is going to hit us, right? So let's see directly on the S3 side how S3 looks like. Okay, so I'm going to click on S3, and this is my S3 console. Okay, and S3 has a buckets. Buckets is considered it as a folder structure, and this name should be unique, right? I cannot, this should be global, right? So if you notice this one, right, whenever I switch to S3, it the region to a section becomes as a global, right? And if I click on them, it says like S3 does not require region selection because some of the services are global, right? Okay, some of the services are global. We don't have to be in specific region for that one. Okay, so these are the buckets that we created. So let's try to create a one bucket, right? And as I said, like a bucket name should be unique globally. So if I start searching IACSD, right, let's see if somebody has that one bucket or not. Okay, it's going to give me an error, says bucket name must not oh, sorry. Okay, the bucket with the same name already exists. That means this bucket, somebody has already created an ISSD in practical, or someone already created this ISSD bucket, right? So we have to choose another bucket. Okay, so I have already one bucket created, and right now this is empty. Okay, so when we create this bucket, right, we can upload a data to us. So let's try to upload something to it. I'll just upload a file. So let's see, let's upload this one. Okay, so this is a file name that we are going to upload. It says the destination will be in this folder. In the permission section, if we are like, we can say, look what permission look like. We are going to keep it as a default. Okay, let's upload it. Okay, our file has been uploaded successfully. Okay, and let's click on this one. Okay, so this is a file, right? This object has been uploaded successfully. We can see like it has been uploaded to one of the regions where I selected, but it's a globally accessible. And what it will do, it will create endpoints for each region for that matter. And this is the S3 URI, right? What is the location of this file in the whole world, right? It will be like S3, and then this is my folder name, and this is the file name. So what I'm wanna do, like I'm just, okay, there are some questions too. Okay, can you guys just click on this site and tell me like, are you able to see the image or not? What is function of key? Premises. Okay, sorry, I didn't see the questions. We'll take these questions after that. Yes, yeah, there is a WordPress. There is a special service in for WordPress. We can host our WordPress websites into here also. Yep. Can you guys, are you able to see the image? Can you click on that link? No, right? What it gives, it's, yeah, because, yeah, because in the permission section, if you see, okay, it's a block, right? Because we haven't made this as a public service. Okay, this is by default, whatever we put is a this is a private in the cloud, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this one in the new tab. Okay, and now check this out. So what's happening? Not able to paste it. Yep. Okay, now hit it, guys. Is it accessible now? Oops, why? Yeah, this you should be able to accessible this one. Oops. Okay, yeah. So I think it's not able to copy properly. So if I don't, okay, this just what I'm going to want to show you is this is a S3 path. This is a S3 URL that okay, let's go on here. Okay, come on, go it away, go away. Okay, so this is a path we want to show. I will just open it in Notepad to see you. Okay, you can see like there is a problem in copy and pasting. It's not allowing maybe Zoom. Okay, so what happens is like whenever we say this open this one, right? AWS this until this one the path was same, right? But after that it started appending some data to it, right? And if you can see at the end of the day it has appended this token. Okay, and it has also TTL associated with it also. It has a credential with it. It has a temporary credential and it will be expiring sometime. Okay, don't worry, I will make this as a public and then we will be able to access it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to make this as a public. Okay, something is on. Let me refresh it. Let's refresh it. Okay, other data. Okay, this is the one. Okay, and let's try to open it. And I'm going to open this one in the incognito mode to see if it works. Yeah. So if it's working in incognito mode, so you guys should be able to access that one. Not sure why it's not. Oh, it's problem in pasting. It's not able to paste it correctly. That's why. Okay, leave it. We'll do some other hands-on. Okay. So right now we have you have pasted this one, right? So what we'll do, like we'll paste our website. So you can see. Okay, yeah, I have created this HTML page, right? This is index.html I have created, and I have just created my sample resume. It's a fake, it's just a temporary one. Okay, we are going to upload this one and we are going to host it. Okay, so what we are going to do in the Harshal, we are going to upload the documents. So we are going to add files. Okay, and I'm going to add my index.html and my CSS. Okay, and I'm going to upload it. Okay, this has been successfully uploaded. Then what I need to do, I need to make them public, or I can configure the bucket. So if we go to the properties of my bucket, right, there is a property in the S3 that we need to make that as a static. There is a section like static website hosting, and we need to enable that one. I have already enabled that one, and this will be my URL for my website. Okay, right now it will give me access denied because I haven't made this public and this is a private. So what I will do, into the permissions, I'm going to edit and I'm going to say, okay, because by default it's blocking all the public access. So we are going to unblock it and we are going to say it's unblock and we need to say it confirm. Okay. Okay, now it's giving me a red sign that it's publicly accessible. So anybody can access that data, right? But still, we haven't make this. Either there is a two ways. Either I can create a policy. Policy is like just a collection of rules that can specify like who can access this one, or I can go ahead and I can select this one and I can just make them public. Okay. So now right now it has been made public. Okay. And if I now refresh it, yep, I should be able to see my website. I think you should be able to see these too. Let's check that, guys. Yes, yeah, you can see it now, right? Yeah, and like within a minute, right after uploading and making it public, we are able to see my website, right? And you can see right now path is something like it's a bucket, whatever my bucket name is, then the S3, whatever the region my data is hosted right now, and it's like Amazon.com, Amazon Web Services.com, right? Now next step would be like I can create my own DNS like Harshal Pagar. I can buy that from GoDaddy and just attach it and do some configuration so that whenever I do harshalpagar.com and it will automatically redirect to my S3 website, right? So I don't have to pay to GoDaddy or someone, right, monthly or something. I'm going to be only charged whenever somebody is accessing my website, and it will be minimum, right? It's in the, if it's a free tier, what is free tier I'm going to talk. So AWS provide is a free some services as a free, like a quota, like 10,000 Lambda invocation, these many GBs of data. If you like as from S3, it's free for yeah, free for us, or some are like monthly free and some are for first year free, right? So if it's in the free tier, I don't have to pay and I will be able to host my website in a shorter time, right? And it's not just a simple one application, right? One page, right? I can embed every multiple files to it. I can go route through them and everything, right? So this way we will be able to we are able to host our website on S3, and it's like just object storage, right? That's what my point of presentation was, like how to upload the data to the AWS, how to get the files, how to read that one, right? So let's see other storage services. Okay, so next type of storage is the elastic block storage, right? It's a, imagine this, EBS is something like whenever in EBS, like data is stored in equal size of blocks, right? And this system offers like high performance because it's always attached with the EC2, like it's a server, it's always attached to this EC2 for the low latency, because data will be read faster than the S3 and all other type of data storages, right? What like you can imagine this is something in a laptop, right? That there is a drive, right? In the D drive, C drive, right? If it is on the drive is on your machine, right? The hard disk is on your machine, it's faster because you are able to access in very low latency. Rather, if it's on the internet, you need to go and half for internet, right? It's based on your internet provider capacity and everything, right? So EBS is always like helpful when it is attached to the EC2 insta stores. Okay. Yeah, and there is elastic file storage, right? So this is a file storage system AWS is providing, right? Imagine there is need, right? So in your labs, right? Not all the application, like not all the servers will be having the high storage capacity, right? But what a institute can do, right? They can host another server in the network room where it have the large capacity, and they can create a share folder where they can create put their files, and you can download or you can upload your even assignments to that, right? It's the same concept, right? It's a elastic file store. We can create a one file storage, we can grow like exponentially scale that one, we can add the we can increase the size, decrease the size, right? And all other EC2 instances can directly access that one, right? It's very good. It's for the content management system, and we can attach multiple EC2 instances with it. While in the EBS, right, we can attach it to only one specific EC2 instance. Obviously, there is exceptional case, but generally, EBS is always attached with a one EC2 instance. Like imagine your hard disk with your laptop, right? It's one. But if you have the network like elastic file storage system, right, you can attach your multiple applications or multiple EC2s directly communicating to that EFS with a single common data, right? That's way it will be help us, and it allows to put the data in hierarchical order, top down network of folders like we have in the share folder things. That way it always help us to like provide access related constraints and all. Okay. So what is a Snow family? Like Snow family is interesting. Like imagine like there is a data center, like you are working on the data center since a long time, like you have the data, petabytes of data into that one, right? And now you need to move everything to the cloud, right? So imagine like you need to upload your hard disk from one PC to another, one location to another location into the cloud, right? If you started uploading using internet, right, you will be consuming your all internet and it will be very slow, right? You will not able to do in like days, right? So it's a similar concept. Whenever we want to do the data center migration, right, we cannot do this simply like uploading the data like right now we are doing it for S3, right? We cannot do and simply like a multi-select file and upload, right? So there should be a better way. That way AWS introduces a Snow family of devices. It looks like this one. So these are the small boxes, briefcase size boxes, and some are the Snowball is very small. It can be fit in a mailbox also, and it is very like a rain proof, it's a dust proof. Even though there is a bomb explosion of 8.5 G or like earthquake, the data will not be like a loss. It will be still there. And this is very ideal for military applications also, military applications, so where they want to data transfer from one location to another location with because in the military, right, the situation is not very ideal for to carry the electronic devices, right? So this is rugged enough to sustain that one. And this is a smaller, like it has 80 TB capacity and 10 GB of network, right? And it can move 250 TB data in 1 week. Okay. But what if like I don't want to just transfer my data, I want to do something computation on that one, right? Suppose I want to run my program whenever I'm transferring data from one location to my data center to cloud. I want to do some validation and all, right? So I can write my program to that one. Then AWS Snowball Edge they have introduced, and it has 100 TB local storage capacity, plus it has a computational power. Like we can deploy our Lambda, or we can deploy our some small applications which can run while, and we can do some computational on top of that one, right? And these are not just for the data transfer purpose. Like these are very ideal, and these are even implemented in the sea, where there are like large tankers and large ships, right? They need some computational power, and they want to do some data, right? Or there is some scientific research ship is going on like in the Antarctica or somewhere, right? That location also the AWS Snow family they are using. And the Snowmobile, like this is a like a exabyte scale data migration. If it's like a truck and a container, and container has like 100 petabyte of capacity data, and we can easily migrate whole set of data from data center that you just need to request to the team. AWS will provide the this tanker. It will send the container to your migrate data center. Then you need to just plug in, do some configuration, and you can start transferring the data. And even it has a GPS tracking, alarm monitoring, 24 by surveillance, so that you can see that the container is going in the right place. And then what will happen, like it will go to the AWS location, and then AWS location, they will be transferring that data to the cloud using their internal network, right? So you don't have to be consuming your own bandwidth. Okay. Okay, some fun time. Yeah, so yeah, last week we saw the India-Pakistan match, right? 2021 World Cup. Do you remember like who played the semi-final in 2019? Do you remember? Anybody? Yes, India versus New Zealand. Yeah, can you anybody tell like who was who won the match? New Zealand. Yes, correct. Yeah. So I have like, and did you watch that match? How many watched the match on Hotstar? Yes. Okay. So what I'm going to show you are part of that screen. Okay, let me show you. Yep. So this is a concurrency graph, right? Concurrency pattern graph, where like these many concurrent users at that time watching a live match on Hotstar. Okay. And in the last India-Pakistan match, right, the record didn't break. It was around 1.2 crore people were watching simultaneously. But this India-New Zealand match, like it went to 25.3 million. It's a 2 crore people watching simultaneously, right? Can anybody tell like why there was a 2-day match? I forgot to ask question. Can anybody tell? Yeah. Rain, yes. Okay, yes. Yeah. Quite a cricket enthusiastic people. Okay, yes. So on the first day, right, at the 3:30 Indian time, the toss happened. New Zealand started to bat, right? You can see like this is a 0 million and this is a 10 million, 20 million and 2 point like this one, right? This is a 5 million line. So you can see like when the match started, like people started coming to the match, right? And it grown startingly. Okay, there are some wickets down and all, right? So whatever you see, right, the up and down, right, the biggest this fall, right, these are the strategic timeout. So imagine like people when there is a strategic timeout, like people like if they are watching on a mobile phone, right, they will switch to some Facebook or Instagram somewhere, and then when the strategic timeout come back, they will come back to again, right, to the screen. So these are those patterns, like people are moving away from application to coming again to seeing the live matches. Okay. And when the day one ended, right, at the time, there was 13.9 million. And this was also a record at that time that these many people were watching simultaneously the match. Okay. And as soon as the match like a rain started, the match halted, right, you can imagine, see, there was still some lack of people watching the highlights of the match, right? The group of users drained drastically, but they're still watching the match. Okay. And when the second day came, right, again it started like again New Zealand, because there are 4 overs remaining, right? So New Zealand again started batting, then India started batting, right? And again people started watching the live matches. Okay. And like as there were some wickets down, up, and like there are some very interesting match going on, right? So there are up and down. So this, you can see, this is like exponential graph from 1.6 crore to like 2.5 crore, right? Can anybody tell me what had happened like at that time? Hey, Dhoni fans. Yes. Yeah. Dhoni came to bat, right? And like their partnership was very good, and it almost feel like we are going to win the match. Okay. And that was the reason, like, and this graph has occurred, right? Because Hotstar people, like they started sending a push notification, like who are people as like away from this application, they started notification. Okay, Dhoni started to bat, Dhoni hit 6 and all, like they started to encourage this enthusiasm in the people, so that then people can come to the match, right? And then the people then this graph hit the 2.5 crore record, right? And then when India started losing, people started exponential drop, and it's an Indian sentiment, right? We are very emotional people. We don't watch the match when we are losing. So yeah. So why I'm showing this one, right? Because Hotstar, like how the Hotstar has served 2.5 crore people watching simultaneously, right? Without a break, right? How this happened, right? So because they are using computational power, and this way the cloud helped the Hotstar to scale at that level, so that they can be supporting these clients, right? And this is not the way, like Hotstar didn't procure like thousands of servers previously, right? Because they don't buy it in the data centers and like keeping it all the time, right? Because 2.5 crore people, they are not going to watch daily, right? It's only for that specific matter. And this is where the cloud's elasticity and scalability feature comes into picture. And on demand, they requested, like there is a load balancer algorithm in the behind, right? They requested so many application instances, and AWS cloud provide them that computational power, so that they sustain this one. Okay. Okay, so what is computational power, right? So in the computational, the AWS provides these many services. There is Amazon EC2, there is a ECS, EKS, Fargate. This is a container services, and there is a Lambda. It's a serverless. We are going to see this one. Yes. Okay. So EC2 is like virtual server instance in the cloud, right? Okay. Okay. Let's continue. So in the EC2, right? It's a virtual server in the cloud. It's a bare metal server that we are going to get with some CPU, some memory, some networking capability, and we are going to do our best to utilize that server. Okay. And so if whenever you go towards the right, it's a convenience. So, and in the left, it's a control, right? If I use EC2 server, I will be in charge of like installing the runtime, doing the runtime check, hosting my applications and everything, right? Because if I want to control, I will be utilizing EC2. But if I don't want to worry about like EC2, I don't want to be in that server management, right? I can just host my application into some serverless model, right? Where my convenience is better. So in that way, our AWS Lambda is coming to picture, and it helps, like we can just put our code, and it will respond with the triggers and invocation parameters that we provided, and it will do computation for us, and it will just forget us. Okay, we are going to see some hands-on on that one too. Okay, so how the EC2 actually works, like we say like there will be on demand, right? When we say like, okay, I want to purchase a EC2, right, or I want to subscribe, I want to get the EC2, but AWS provides us some specific plans, right? We can say, okay, give me on demand, right? That means I just want the server and I will be paid, I will be charged per the second. Okay, and there is a no long-term commitment. I can just create a server, like we're gonna create that one right now, and we can just delete that one after 5 minutes. There is a no, like I will be able to only charge for that particular seconds. Okay, and this is very helpful for the spiky load workloads where we don't know what my workload would be. I can just access them. I can just utilize, I can demand like one server, two server. I can create a load balancer in front of that, and it can just provide me that capability. Then what is the reserve instances, right? So it is a servers, like when we know my applications, it needs only one server with 5 GB RAM, it's sufficient and all, right? It sustains the load. Then I can, instead of like buying that one on demand, I can go for a long-term commitment. And this long-term commitment help us to reduce the price by 70%. Okay, and there are some saving plans also, like in the reserve instances, right? We are locked in one type of instance, and in the saving plan we have the flexibility from one type of server, like 5 GB to 2 GB, 2 GB to 10 GB, like that one, right? And there is a very interesting spot instances one, right? This is a spare Amazon EC2, like this is 90% cheaper, but the catch here is like we are going to say, okay, give me the spot instances, whatever free, give me. Okay, but when somebody AWS needs that one, AWS will give us a specific timeout, like time like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and within that minute the server will be taken back by the AWS. So this is like until the AWS needs that one, we are going to utilize that one. And to understand this one, like imagine like going to the office or going to the college, right, or the institute, right, from your home. Okay, if you need a auto rickshaw, you want to book that one, right? So what you will do, you don't have to book that, you will go for on demand one, right? Whatever, you go to the your like a rickshaw stop somewhere, you just see, okay, on demand, you hire that one, you pay for the price, whatever meters, whatever kilometer you have been travel, and you pay for that one, right? But what is the reserve one, right? Suppose you are going daily, like in the office official people, like we go daily, right? And I know the rickshaw wala, that it's, I can say, okay, I'm going daily. At that time, I don't want to be waiting for the rickshaw. Okay, can you be like, so in the morning 9 o'clock, can you be at my building and will just take me, and I will pay you for monthly basis, because, and he's also happy because he's getting a client for 1 month dedicated, right? This is called a reserve instances, right? And it's what is and the spot instances is like something, imagine like a friend, right? He has a bike and you want to move ahead, he can say it's a spare, like it's there, you can utilize it for whatever time you want, right? But when friend needs, you have to submit that one with whenever he calls, you need to submit that bike to him. It's a setting. Okay, so I was talking on the instance type, right? So EC2 is like, it's a virtual machine, right? But what type of machines AWS is going to provide, right? AWS provides us like a variety of types to us, right? Some are the general purpose, they are denoted as the T2 and M4. Some are compute optimized, right? So people uses AWS not only for like website hosting, like they can use it for machine learning, they can use for their compute like database related options, they can do some batch processing intensive work, or they can do some input output, like high input output, like gaming and all, right? So AWS has created a server based on that. Imagine like you all have laptop, right? Whenever you go to buy a laptop, like the shopkeeper will going to ask like for what purpose you need a laptop, right? Then he's going to suggest you for that one. Suppose right now in the lockdown period, right, people like start buying laptop, and when you go to people, like if you can say, you will be going to say, okay, I just need for my kid who is in the school. Okay, then he say, okay, just take some i3 or i5 processor, you don't need a normal one. But like as you say, okay, I'm a IT professional or a software engineer, like I am working, I'm learning computer engineering or IT, right? He's going to suggest you fancy Ryzen series laptop, gaming laptop, right? So it's the same way, like it's a computational power, it's a different type of servers, and they are designed so that they can serve that special purpose to us. Okay, we are going to see what are different types of servers also on the EC2. Just understand the terminology, right? Okay, so in the EC2, right, there is Amazon AMI, which is known as Amazon Machine Image. So when we get a server, right, we need to choose like which Amazon machine image we want to choose, like it's a Linux one or Windows or a Mac one, right? So we want to, we can choose the image, and then we can run the create instances out of it, multiple instances out of it, and how that will be placed. So this is AWS region, right? The outer border. And in that region, there will be multiple availability zones, the inner rectangles. And inside that, we will be creating our virtual VPC network, right? And inside that also we'll have the subnets and all, right? But imagine like we are going to host our instance into this subnet or this VPC, okay? And there, this as we talk, like EC2 will be attached with the EBS, okay, block storage, and we can create a snapshot of it, or we can create a data into S3 buckets like this one, okay? So let's just see the EC2 console. Okay, enough with this S3. Let's go to the EC2. Okay, I will go from start. I will go to the Amazon console. I will go to the all services, and I'm going to the under the compute category. I will go to the EC2. And EC2 stands for Elastic Cloud Computing. Okay. Yes, so we have the dashboard. Okay, this is a dashboard. There is a no servers running right now. Okay, I can go instances. Okay. And we'll say launch instance. Okay. So this first step, right? We need to choose, because AWS is providing us a server, right? But what we want on that server, we want, okay, I want my Linux server on that one. So I'm going to say I'm utilizing this free tier Amazon machine image. You can see there are a lot of, like, we can have Mac OS also, we have Red Hat, we have SUSE Linux, we have Ubuntu, Windows. There are multiple, and even there are like third-party service, third-party images also available. And even we can create our own custom image if I want. There are more like a community images also. There is a marketplace, people sell their Amazon machine images here. Okay, now for demo, like we'll stick to this one. Okay, and now it asks me to choose the instance type, right? So we are talking like this is a general purpose family of instance that we are going to choose. This is a T2 micro, but you can see there like it's a wide variety of instances we have, like T2, C, computational, right? Their denotation they have derived from their own, right? But we have to remember like what type of instance type we need to do it. We need for our application use case, right? And these are the types instance family we have. Okay, and here like T stand for like computational, but 2 is a generation like I3, I5. It's a similar one. So what we are getting in T2 micro, right? We are getting 1 CPU core, 1 memory, 1 GB memory. We have the EBS volume that attached like a SID. We want a drive attached to our server. And network performance is low to moderate, right? And IP6 it suppose IP6 and all, right? So let's stick with the default one. Let's go to configure. What I'm saying is like I need one server. Even I can say 1,000 also. And AWS will take like it will give some in minutes. It will be able to provide me instances, but I'm going to stick with one. Okay. And purchasing option, right? It's we are going on demand right now, but yeah, we have like we have decided selected like request a spot instance, but we don't want that right now. Okay, a network, I'm going to keep this default. This is like a, this is asking me like which VPC, which subnet you are going to install your server, you know that, but I'm going to keep it to default everything. Okay, let's go down. Okay, this is some this interesting thing. It has a user data script, right? If I want to execute some data at the start of the server, right, I am going to put it here in the XML file. So I have created one. Oops. I'm going to copy, and what I'm doing here, I'm just updating this one. I'm installing HTTPD server. I'm starting that one, and I'm just created a one HTML server, HTML page here, the simple one which says hello IACSD. Okay. Okay, I'm just paste it here. And
Hello, sir. You are
yes,
Sir,
sharing
your
in
screen is
screen
not visible,
sharing.
sir.
oops, it wasted. Hey, thanks, man. Let me know if it's visible again.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right? Yeah,
Yes.
so I don't know how much you listen. Yeah, so this was the script that I created. Okay, and I'm going to what it going to do it, like it's going to execute at the start of the server. So what it's going to do, it's going to install a server, HTTPD server, just a normal one, and it's going to host a index.html page for us. Okay, I have pasted it here. I will just go to add storage. And here I have option like how many like volumes I needed, like C drive, D drive, how many volumes I need. I'm saying, okay, keep me root volume. I'm just keeping default. Like right now, like you in your laptop also, like you are, the guy was going to ask you like you need SSD or HDD, right? It's like, these are the type of disk that we have right now. So I'm going to keep it right now general purpose. Okay, it going to say like 100 IOPS, like these are 3 IOPS per GB with minimum, like it's a type of like how many input output operation is going to support for now. Okay, and I'm going to say delete on termination. Right now it's a servers, right? So we are going to create a server, but we are going to attach this volume, EBS volume to it, right? So these are two different things. So what I'm going to say, okay, delete on termination. Whenever my server is deleted, delete this volume. Else I will be, if I just terminate my server, and I will not be able to charge for the server. But if this keeps on and I didn't pay attention, these are the AWS will charge me for like keeping this 8 GB volume towards me. So just make sure whenever you're doing demo, like click on this one. And this is just a tags. Like tags are just a general purpose tagging, like whenever I needed, so that this help us to identify what's server information, like what the resource has been created, who created, and I can say session ASD. Okay, I'll just create that one. And I'm going to configure security group, right? So when we create a server, right, we want to allow that we cannot directly access it from outside world, right? So we need to provide a security, like what kind of security we are providing to our one. So we are going to create a new. So by default, SSH is secure shell protocol, right? We can do from a command line, we can do the shell using secure shell protocol, we can access that one, and support is 2022. And it is already available, but we want to access that HTML page, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to do the HTTP. I want to expose the HTTP, and I want to expose this to all. 00 means everything, everywhere. Okay, and this is giving me a warning, right? You are opening it to for all, but for demo it's fine, and we know what we are doing. Okay, just review that one, and we are going to say launch. Okay, now, so whenever we create a server, right, we have to access that one, and only I will be able to access that one, right? So we need some secret key pair for this one, right? So I don't have any key for right now, so I'm going to say create a new key pair. Okay, and I'm going to give this name as a workshop demo, and I need to download this one. So this is only one-time download option, so we can't lose this one. And this is this can be utilized use whenever we want to access it from like Putty or like any other like a mobile XTEM or any other tool that we have. From a command line we want to access this one, we will be using this one. Okay, so right now we don't need, but we download it for now, and it says initializing. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll click on this one and it take us to this page, right? Okay, and now it says this is my server is, and it says instance state says pending, right? It's instantiating right now. So if I click on this one, I'm able to see the details, right? So what I'm getting when the server is created, right, I'm going to get one public IP. Okay, this is accessible from outside of the internet, and one private IP. This is accessible only internal to AWS. Okay, it says like what is the instance? It's the T2 micro, what is which VPC it is, which subnet it is, right? And it's showing like which key pair we have, like we have this key pair workshop, right, and other parameters too. Okay, but let's wait it for right now. It says running. Okay, it has run. So what we'll do, we'll copy this one. Okay, and I will just paste it. Oops, it's not initialized yet. Wait to give me time. Yeah, let the status be this, keep it open till the time we'll go and see the instance types for now. So we have seen the instance type there, like it's there is a brief, then they added a new page here, which instance type is available here. So let's see. So generally creating a EC2 instance can take like from seconds to minute based on the availability. but generally it's in within seconds. It takes, sometimes configuring it takes time, but we got a IP and everything, right? So that's assigned to us. Okay, so you see like there are T1 micro, nano, like, and we can see the architecture, how many CPU it, virtual CPU it has, what is the memory it has, and what is it based for. Like it has, an what is the network performance it has, like low to moderate and all, moderate, right? And what is the pricing? You can see T2 micro, T2 nano, right? T2 micro, it has a $0.016. It's a very cheaper for us. So let's see if it have scheme. Yes. Okay. So now my HTTP index.html page has been successfully completed, and it's saying hello IACSD from this IP, and this is the private IP. Okay. I am going to paste this IP to you. How to select appropriate EC2 pricing model. No, we don't choose the pricing model, friend. We choose the EC2 type, and pricing model is based on that one. But the on demand and all that models, like that we decide based on the usage, right? If we want, we don't, it's a unstable workload, we don't know what type of workload it is. It's not then we go for on demand, but we know like how many traffic it is going to, my 1 GB is sufficient or small is sufficient or not. Then we go for a long-term commitment and all like that. Okay. Yeah, you guys can access that one, right? So yes, great. This is to instance.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now I don't want to increase my bill. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do instance state terminate. Okay. Oh, before that, right? One sec, sorry. Let's connect to this one, right? So this is not the only thing that we do, right? We want to connect it. We want to see like how it's installed and all, right? Why it's a Linux server that we created, right? So let's see we are able to see our index file or not. So let's connect to that one. So there are multiple types to connect. We have these easy options where we can directly connect from this connection secure shell. But there are other options, like we don't do this day to day. We have this mobile XTEM tool or putty from where we just log into our servers and do our day-to-day work. Okay. So let's say cd var www, okay, HTML, okay, and do ll. Yes, our index.html page is in this one, successfully installed, and just say yes, and our hello AISD, this is what we have pasted it here, right? Yep. So this works. So let me close this one and cancel. And before moving towards next topic, we'll just terminate this one. Okay. And right now we have used this only for some like minutes, right? So I'm going to be only charged for those minutes I have been utilizing this server. I'm not going to get charged for other. So it will shut down, it will terminate, and it will terminate others also. Okay. Let's move to the topic. Okay. Next, we have the AWS database services, right? Right now, like you guys must be using MySQL, Oracle, and everything, right? And you like all file practicals, right? You'll be installing that one too, or yours one, you will be configuring that one, right? But in the real world, right? If you want a multiple databases, right? Based on our use case, AWS offers a wide variety, right? You can see like there is RDS, this is relational database service, and it can help us to create a server from MySQL to Postgres to MS SQL and all also, right? And this is for the relational model, right? And the DynamoDB, this is a key value pair data store. This is a very like a serverless world. This is very useful, right? I don't want to be any relational like foreign key, child key. I don't want anything. Just need a key value pair. I'm going to put my data in flatten JSON structure like that. I just put my key. This is my key. This is my value. And this DynamoDB, right? This is being used whenever you do Amazon.com or Amazon.in shopping. This DynamoDB is used to store the cart value. And it's against like user to cart, right? So they store like they support these many carts like at the big billion, right? A billion of people access that one and add the product to cart. Still, this supports that way. Okay. This Elastic Cache is another service, like it's an in-memory database, right? It's a caching service. It's a very high performance, and this can be applicable to anyone, right? I must you guys more know the Dream 11, right? Dream 11 app. You might have created a like a team over there also, right? So how they like whenever there is a score, like there is a ball, there is a like a run scored or like a wicket down, right? it calculates the leader based on that one performance, right? And how it automatically calculates, like this should be sub-millisecond latency, right? So they use this elastic cache Redis service to calculate the leader at the time at the board, right? And their whole application reside on the, like they have the big Redis server with them, and they like Dream11 like calculate this faster using the elastic cache capability. Right? This there is a data warehouse, like it's a big data warehouse service they provide, right, for analysis and reporting. And the Aurora, right? Aurora is a AWS proprietary service provided for MySQL. So they say like whatever MySQL available for open source, right? And the Aurora is 5 times faster than that. So obviously it's AWS own. That's why like it's like chargeable. So it's up to us like what we want. Like it's we want to go to open source or we want to go to the Aurora one. Okay, but these are not the limitations, right? We have these like purpose-built databases by AWS, and you can see variety, right? And you can see like on which use cases, which database to choose, right? And this can be a question for you, like when you file designing your system, like you can think about this one. Whenever we need a relational or referential integrity, asset property, transaction, right? Everything we need to go to the relational databases, and those are like Aurora or RDS. And this is like very helpful for lift and shift, like from data center migration to the cloud. Like previously everything was relational, right? So this is useful there, financial domain and everything, right? This is helpful. DynamoDB, right? This is a key value pair thing that we talk, right? And it is helpful for real-time bidding, shopping cart, social product catalog, like where we want to keep our product ID versus to the product details, customer preferences to us, like what he likes and all. Like we can build his social profile on that one, and social preferences we can predict. Those we can keep as a key value pair in the database. And another is a document DB, right? This is like when you want to store document directly and we need to access the quick, like a very a fast manner, like for it's useful for content management and the personalization in mobile, right? We want to directly complete document, we want to be searchable for the with specific attributes, where this is where we directly utilize the document management. Elastic cache, we talk like it's in-memory database. It's also stored as a key value, but it has other facilities also, like it can provide a sorted set to calculate the on runtime sorting capabilities. This is what they use for the leaderboard. Okay, real times and caching cache. This is based for caching, like whenever we need to cache. So imagine like use case, like whenever you do the Java, like you create a sessions for user, right? Whenever he he puts username, password, he creates a login, you create a session ID. Right now you will be keeping that into cookies or sessions you in memory, right? But what if your that web application is hosted on multiple servers, right? And you don't know, like first request came to the first server, a second request can go to the second server, right? So what's the best solution? That way we can keep our sessions into the this Elastic Redis, and whenever the user logins, right, based on the user ID, we can check like if the session already exists, we just utilize that session, and the user feels that he's already logged in, like that. There is a GraphQL database also. This is developed, like GraphQL was proposed by Facebook, right? This is where like this is something like a relational like this of that of that, like kind of like a friend, my friends friends likes, like that graph we can create. And this is very easy, like this is very implementable, where like we want to navigate to the relationship between the data, right? From users like comments to like that pattern, like its data is every like connected together. And we have the AWS has a Neptune for that matter. It's very useful for social networking, recommendation engine, fraud detection. We have the time series database, where the it's IoT apply time series. It's a name suggests, right? It's keeping the data with time wise, and like in the IoT device, right? They the sensors and everything. They keep sending the data, like a huge amount of data per second. They send like thousands of messages and everything. And now to store those data, like, and that to be stored in time manner, so that we can go and track the events accordingly, right? So they use this time series database. Similarly, we have this ledger. This is for the record keeping and supply chain and healthcare system. They utilize this one. And this white column is like this is a Cassandra service for by AWS. This is also like a NoSQL kind of database. It's highly scalable, and it is like it's designed based on the Apache Cassandra service. Okay, it's always used for where the low latency is required, sub millisecond latency. Okay. So talking on database, right? Right now we all heard about the cloud computing names, but now there is a very trend of serverless computing, right? Previously people used to have the data center. Now people are moving their servers to the cloud, and now people don't want to manage the servers itself. Serverless doesn't mean the server there is no server, but it's concept like for a user or a developer there is no server, right? And I don't want to manage, I don't want to know where the server is. I just want to I don't want to do my business logic based on computational. Okay, so this is a traditional approach, like where I would have the backend logic, front end logic, sorry, I will have the security, I will have the IAM permissions and all. Then we have the backend logic and database, right? This can be a microservices, and they can be installed on separate servers, anything, right? And in the cloud. But what serverless is, it's decoupling everything, right? And we can say, okay, this doesn't know like which identity solution it has. This doesn't know which front end it has, right? This can directly that means like UI is directly put on the client side on the web page, and the web page itself knows if there is a static data, where to go, where there is a dynamic interaction needed, where to go, right? The UI needs that one. So let's see the sample. Okay, yeah, before that, so how the evolution has been came, right? We talk like from on-premise to they came from, they bring from infrastructure as a service. They just give the hardware, we install everything. Then they created containers. Then they have platform, like everything is managed by them. We are just hosting our applications, and now we don't need application. We just want to execute our small functions on them. Okay, and what functions? It's a lambda function. It's a small piece of code executed. Right now in our programming code, right, there is a single responsibility concept. We say, okay, this function will be do only this single responsibility. It doesn't know what going to happen after that and all, right? And we connect the pieces in the design so that it it completes the picture for us. Okay, so imagine this simple web application design, right? Right now we see the front end can be deployed on S3, right? So whenever I access my website, right, S3 website, and user clicks on that web page link, my web page will be served from a S3 web page shows. And now like on my web page, if you have that one, right, there is a download button was also there. Right now it was disabled, right? If you click on that, it doesn't happen. What if I want to create a pop-up and I want to download it, and before that I want to take your name and all, and I want to store that data, like who has downloaded my data, right? Or I can take your email ID and then I can just send an email to you, right? My resume, right? For that, what there we need a dynamic content, right? So what happened, like there is Amazon API service, which is a REST, it provides a service, REST services or web services service by AWS, and from that your web application calls that service over HTTP GET, put, post calls, and then it can trigger the Lambda. Lambda is our function as a service where we can put our small function code into that specific Lambda. We can deploy that one. We don't know like which server to create, which anything create. It will just run for us, and that Lambda knows like which database to connect, and then it will bring back the data to me. Okay, yeah, we see some sample code. Okay, we saw EC2. Let's refresh it and say, okay, you see that the state has been terminated. My IP has gone. Okay, everything has been surrendered to the third one, and the IP that we were accessing, right? This might be provided to some other one, or it will be with AWS. So if I click on it, it will still spinning, and it will never go. It will say timeout. Okay. So we'll go to the API gateway. Okay, so let's go from console. And today's world is a web services, right? From mobile to web application to server, right? Anybody or IoT devices also can access some APIs, right? So let's get to the API. Okay, we can see we have seen compute, containers, RDS, right? So we have to search for our API. Okay, we can search from here. We can go down and search, or there is an easy option. We can directly search from here also, or the recent services. Let's show this one option to you. When I say API, it gives me those many options, right? I can directly create an API with AppSync and all, right? I will just create an API. Use the API gateway one. Because this to search bar, right? It accesses services, features, marketplace, and even the documentation also. Okay, so REST API, it's a web service is like it runs on HTTP protocol, right? And it provides you content via URL. Okay. There are type like HTTP API, also REST API. REST is a representational state transfer. It doesn't store the state. It always transfer. So whoever calls, it doesn't keep the user tracking, like who calls this service. It doesn't. It just serves the content. If I say, okay, get me the users, it will just return the user. It doesn't know like who call or what. Like it doesn't keep the session. If you next time come, you again need to provide your credential if you have kept that secure. Okay. So let's build this one. Okay. And they have provided this new URL, right? They have example.com, the page services there, but we don't want. Okay. We are going to create API. Okay. Yeah. Before that, we didn't create our Lambda, right? So let's keep this page as it is, and we create our Lambda service. Okay. Where we'll write our function. Okay. There is no function right now. We'll say, okay, create a function. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, okay, use the blueprint, because blueprint provides us already existing servers. So I will say, okay, do give me hello world Python. Okay, this is a started web app. Okay, and I will say configure. I will give function name as a my function as it is. Okay, it will create a new role for a Lambda permission to create a log and all. Okay, and this is the sample. It's a simple code that we have. You can see it has a one function. It's taking some values and it's just printing them. Okay, and just create a function. It take a few seconds. Okay, my function has been, you can see that it says like my function has been deployed, and we can invoke a test. Okay. Now you see it's just like a 10 lines of code, right? You can say it has a Lambda handler, it's a Python, right? So it has a function defined, and it is taking two arguments, like one is event and one is context. So event is something like whatever we are triggering it, right? Who is going to call that one? All the data of that will reside under the event. And context is a AWS Lambda context, right? What are the which type, what is the context, AWS name, what is the runtime, how much time it has, what permission it has, like all the context it will have. It's information about self, right? What it is saying, like it's printing a value of event from event, it's printing 3 keys. Okay, so let's create a test. Okay, we'll see configure test hello world, and I will just give me a key test name. And these are the values it's provided. I will say Harshal, I'll say Pagar, I will say IACSD. Okay, and I will say create. Okay, now I have created a test. Let's run it. So when I ran this one, right, it's faster. So it has printed like you can see it has printed a value as Harshal, it has printed a value 2, value 3, and it in the response it has printed me a first value, right? Because we have said in the return give me the first key value. Okay, sorry. And if you see this it has been executed, right? We can go and monitor that one. We have the different options, like what happened to this Lambda, right? Instead of logs, go to the metrics. It will show me how much invocation it has, like how many times this Lambda has been invoked, what was the largest duration it has, what was the success and error count, is there a throttle? That means like there are number of more requests than it can sustain. There is a delivery, the iterator age and all, right? These are like dashboards AWS provides us on the by default, right? If we create a Java web application, right, we have to create our monitor, or we use to third-party one, right, to check our Java heap memory and everything, right? But using AWS, we just need to put our code, and all other task will be done by the AWS. Okay, let's change this one. I don't want to just print the values, right? So what I have created applications. So I have it's hello bye. Okay, so let's do this one. Let's copy and paste this value. Remove this. Okay, now what I'm saying, okay, print the whatever the request, whatever you got in event, print that one. And whenever you provide it, provide me an HTTP status code. If I call this from a web HTML page or like a browser, you need to give a status code. That's why it's providing into that format for API. And it's in the body, right? In the web page, while will be get printed hello ISDD, and you have hit and whatever the path, like whatever path in the URL that we have captured, it will be here. Okay, let's deploy this one. And I don't like in the real world, right? We don't come here on the console and do the test, right? So what we'll do, we will create an API from here. We'll create our API. We'll say demo, and I will say create API. It's created. And here I'm going to create a resource. It's and I'm going to say proxy. That means whatever you put here, it will be printed. I'm going to say create a resource. Okay, and now this API should call the list Maya function lambda. So I'm saying whenever somebody clicks this URL, call that lambda function, and whatever it gives me, print that one. Okay, and I'm going to say save. Okay. Now let's, so you see, this is how the it's structured, right? This is our API gateway. Whenever client calls a request, it will go to this method request. If I want to modify something, I want to filter it, I can do it here in this step. In the integration step, right, it's calling this lambda. Like, and this will invoke this lambda. Lambda will do some computation, and it will do some response, right? And this response will be sent back to the client. So let's test this one. So I'm going to say get, and say I will say demo, or I'm say IACSD. Okay, and I'm going to say test. You see, it has been responded me with hello IACSD. You have with IACSD. Okay. Now this is just test from my console, right? How you guys going to hit it? So I'm going to say deploy my API, and I'm going to say, okay, this is a new stage, like which environment it, like it's a development environment, and I'm going to deploy it. Okay, so this has provided me a URL. Okay, now we click that one. Okay, because I haven't passed anything, so I will say Harshal. Okay, you say hello ISSD, you have hit Harshal. Okay, now I'm going to paste this URL to you. At the end, you can, yes, I will show you again. In the end, right, instead of Harshal, you can put your name and see if your name appears or not. Okay, till the time I will just show the code. It's nothing, it's just printing everything, and then it's in the status response. I'm saying status code 200. This is necessary when you are working with APIs, right? Status code 200 means all okay. Headers, it says plain text, like we can say JSON on all. And body, in the body we have said whatever we want to respond. That's what you are able to see on the screen, right? You are able to see, correct, right? So, but how in the, yeah, yes, you can yeah, you can edit that part. You can edit, you can put your name in that, because we have said that it's a proxy. We are taking it as a path parameter. We haven't said any hard coded data, right? Proxy plus plus means it's a path parameter, right? Whenever whatever you see in the slash, you can see in this URL, right? Also, you see whenever the URL is, like if you can see any URL, right? This is a host, like until.com or up to 8080 or something. This is host URL. Okay, this will be your either application from here to here. This is a path. Okay, and in path we can have, if we want to provide our variable dynamic value into the path, that will be called as a path variable, and this path parameter path variable, and this is a dynamic value, and this is the value of my API. That's why it able to draw. So if I have another API and I directly put this API into a if I change this one to some other API's code, automatically the page will be loaded that one, right? Okay, I will tell you just a funny story, right? While on site, right, there was a hotel, and they have this very wonderful APIs created to turn and off the lights of that room, right? but they have flaw, right? What they did, they have this simple URL like this one, but at the end of like here, they have a room number in here, and it's visible to anyone, right? So like developer like me, like know this, if I change this one, it still work, right? So I was able to like turn on or off light of my friend's room from accessing this API directly, because it was not secure. It was not a bad, very good design, but yeah, they didn't protect this one. That's why I was able to directly change that one and update the other information, turn on off light from my other friend room. Okay. So now this is happen, right? But daily or day-to-day work, right, in the industry doesn't work like this way. If I have to develop my application, I will not come here and I will just create an API like this one, right? There should be some better way, correct? And that better way is called as an infrastructure, everyone. Yes. Okay, infrastructure as a code, right? What it does, okay, before that, I'll just start deploying that one so that it will not take time. We have less time. Okay. So this is the application I have. This is a serverless code we have, and this is like I have created a code to create an infrastructure itself and also host my code. Okay. So what it has a tool. I have created a two lambdas. One is this hello lambda, and another is a hit counter lambda, right? What we are going to build is this. Oops, go away. Oops, go away. Why it's not going away? Oh, there is a tab already I created, but it's not coming. Okay. Let's delete this one. Let's delete this. Yep. So this is a design that I created. So what we'll have one hit counter API. Whenever like you access, right now you access the path, right? And whatever you put your name, you are getting that into a response. What we are going to do, like we are going to save that into Amazon DynamoDB key value pair, like path, how many times that path has been called, and we'll create another dashboard UI where we'll get this information and we'll showcase like how many paths we have been traveled, right? To create everything, right, I just need to create these many code. So what I did, like I created that hello world lambda, and I created this another lambda where I'm updating item into a table. I'm taking a path as a from event, whatever path like I put it Harshal, right? So I'm going to put at Harshal and I'm going to increment that count as from 1. Okay. And then I'm going to invoke that hello world lambda function so that it will again call back. Okay. And this is a CDK. I will just say CDK deploy and we'll talk on CDK. This will create a whole infrastructure for me in a minute. Till that, we'll go and see the theoretical part of that one. Oops, sorry. Yes. So this is infrastructure as a code, right? How we can automate our infrastructure setup, right? We don't want to go manually. So these are the levels we can deploy applications or create our infrastructure, right? You can see level of abstraction. If we create from a GUI, right, AWS console that we are right now doing, there is a very big we don't have to deal with other properties and everything, right? Whatever you see, you just click and do, right? There is a other way which is called as AWS CDK. This is Cloud Development Toolkit, and this is the latest way of creating this infrastructure as a code, where we can create everything, like from creating S3 bucket to creating a Lambda function and all. We can write a code so that can be unit tested, that can be deployed. And right now, this is only I'm doing it for one environment, right? My actual applications will be hosted on multiple environment or multiple accounts, right? Where there will be one development account, where there will be a QA account, tester account, there will be a sandbox account where actual integration test happens, and there will be a production account, right? On these accounts, if I have to do manually, I'm human, right? I'm gonna make mistake, right? So we have to make this automate. So I will write a code to create this infrastructure, and this will be get deployed on each environment automatically, right? Based on the configuration. and I don't have to worry about misses, right? And this way my code can be tested from local machine. I can test the resources what creating. I can write a JUnit test cases for it, and I can test that my code is working, the resources are creating finally. And if I want to delete whole the infrastructure, right, I don't have to go on each Lambda and API to right click say and delete, right? I will just say destroy the stack, and it will destroy everything from my application, right? And there is another way, like it's a serverless a SAM model. This is this CDK is like a CDK provides us a capability to write in Java, Python, Ruby, Node.js, TypeScript, right? All the language that user developer free. This helps developer to promote like work very closely, right? Before that, like there was another option was like a YAML file, but this is a single file, right? And when we create a complex infrastructure where we need data, like multiple parameters and all, the single file can grow exponential, right? We don't want that, right? So we go for CDK. And there is another way like CloudFormation and Terraform. So this is also like a JSON or YAML file, right? We can create, and based on that we can create our infrastructure. But this is more like a DevOps perspective, like people developer not like this is not easy to learn. People never intend to learn that one. But since CDK, right, a developer like me, I don't have to be expert in DevOps side, but if I can use my programming language Java and everything to create that one. I'm in charge of myself, right, creating an infrastructure. Okay. So, and you see like creating a simple website, like creating like API gateway to create a Lambda, and which is calling a DynamoDB to some request, right? CDK will have like line 77 line, which have these many options to create, right? SAM will have the YAML file, but it will have also less line of code, but it's a single file, that right? But for CloudFormation, it will be like huge big file, either JSON or YAML file. Okay, but this was a previous like they introduced for CloudFormation that they introduced a SAM, and then they introduced a CDK now. Okay, let's see our has been deployed or not. Okay, yes. Oh, I forgot to click. So it's saying me, are you wish to deploy this application? I'm saying yes. And now it will start deploying my application. It will start creating everything. Like it will start create this, it will install this Lambda, it will create that API gateway for me, it will create a DynamoDB table for me, and it will deploy these functions, and it will attach everything with each other, so that it will provide accurate permissions. So I'm going to show how that look like. So in hello counter Lambda, you see this is a hit counter class I created. Okay, here I have created a DynamoDB table, right? I'm saying table name is hits, this is a path, this is a Lambda function I want to create. Okay, and which is going to save the data, right? And I'm saying, okay, my this table grant read permission to this handler, Lambda handler, right? So I'm giving my table Lambda permission to read and write from the DynamoDB table, right? And again, I'm giving this my down Lambda to invoke my another Lambda, which we have seen over here, right? From here, count updater Lambda, right? We are calling again another Lambda. So this is a magic, or like this is a power of cloud, right? We are providing a single responsibility for this one. This function executes this one, and we want to trigger it another function from it, right? We can trigger it, and the whole matching like a connection will help us to create a simple dynamic web application. I can anytime remove this piece, I can update this one independent of this, right? Unless and until I respect the schema and URL, whatever the request response format needed. If I'm respecting that one, now I'm using Python. Tomorrow I can replace this Lambda function with Java or Python, or like a .NET also, C# language also, or Ruby, right? So let's see if this is getting deployed. Okay, yeah, it's deploying. Let it be created. I think we are right on time. Okay. Yeah, if you can see the logs, right? It says it has created this one. It's creating a Lambda permission. It is creating this stage that we saw. Like it's creating a prod by default. We created dev for ourselves, right? It's creating that. It says create complete. Okay. Yes. And at the end, it has given us a output. Okay. So this is the link for you guys to call. Okay, let me copy this one and oops. Why it's not going up? Crazy. Okay, let me, yeah, we have seen this one, right? So let me change this one. Okay, and I'm going to say Harshal. Yeah, you say it says hello IACSD, you have hit Harshal, right? Now this is a brand new API, and what I want you guys to call this one and put your name, and we are going to see this on the page who are people has called this one, right? Replace Harshal with other your names. Okay, and I have this another URL over here which we will be seeing the dashboard. Okay. Okay. Oh, 35 people click me only. Okay, we have Neha, Hina, Smith B, Shubham, Anjali, Shraddha, Ashish. Okay, guys. If you click your own multiple times, it will be clicking. Yeah. You see? Nice. Yeah. Can anybody tell me like why Akash Thosar name has a %20 in it? It's basically he has put Akash space Thosar, and this percent, yeah, %20 is ASCII code for it, right? Nice, yes. Okay. Oh, you see 77 times, and see like this, within a minutes, right? We have deployed our whole applications, and we can even delete that one. Let's see how what he has created. So if I click create on this API, now you see we have demo API we created. It has created this endpoint API, which is nothing but our hit like whenever whatever you guys are hitting, where you are calling that piece. Yeah, just to see you guys, right? Just you can also visualize this one on your machine also. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is a API endpoint, and if I this is the REST API they created, and you can see like what they have written here. They have created a proxy API, and if I click on this any, right, we can see which Lambda function they are calling, right? Okay, they are calling this Lambda hit counter, right? And another API we have, it's a viewer endpoint. This is the one that our HTML page is residing, right? So we can see this using API gateway, right? We can even return our HTML page, right? And I don't have to write everything this one, like AWS CDK has called construct and libraries. So they already have created. I have just used their capability to develop this one and utilize this one. Yeah, I think Akash has, you have 32 Akash, or Akash has created call this 30 times. Nice, no worries. Okay. Yeah. So this we have API. So let's go to the Lambda and we see like how many Lambdas we have. Okay. Now you see these, there are like the hello world Lambda that we created, and this application itself created a sorry, this was first Lambda. Okay, this has created 3 Lambdas with it. One to hit counter Lambda that increases the hit, hello Lambda returns the hello to us, and this is our view counter. This is automatically created for that dashboard. Okay, we can go and see any code for us. Yep. You see the code, same code will be applied here. What it doing, it's doing like it's updating the table. It's then it's calling, invoking the other Lambda function, and just it's returning the payload, whatever response from the second Lambda we have got, right? And even like right now you guys have clicking many times, right? I can go and monitor like how many times you guys have hit that one, right? And are there any failures or not, right? Okay, so let's see the graphs. Yeah, you see it's like started just like I can see 1 hour, it's 1 hour already. So you see like this is the, like there are 95 invocations of this one right now. Okay, more than that. And yeah, it's like over the period of time they are reducing, right? At the peak, at the same time 95 people were at the same time it get trigger for that same time. We can see how many duration, like maximum it lasted for 6 seconds, 600 milliseconds, right? It's a half second, so it's a faster. And we can see how many concurrent executions were there, like it's the 3 concurrent execution only at the same time. Okay, I hope you have got a gist about serverless world. Let's see what we have next. Okay. Okay, yeah, let's see other services, right? I have, let me see. Yeah, we have 12 minutes, right? I have an interesting service to show you. Okay, let's go to here. So yeah, I just want to tell you, like, in the cloud world or in the professional, like whenever you go to any industry or something, right, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Like if you have it already, just try to utilize that one and build on top of that one, unless unnecessary to build it from scratch, right? So we have the machine learning service. I have this extract service. Okay, what it does, like, it's extract that if we provide a document to it, it can extract the characters out of it, right? And this can be utilized for a further utilize business logic what we have, right? See, this is an employee application, right? And it has also written like a manual name, like some is printed, some letters are written in by hand, right? But still it was able to extract the data, like it was say it can home address, it was this one mailing, right? But how, this is just a service, right? So I want to tell you, like, AWS provides us a services, but how to utilize that one, it's always up to us, right? So for example, in one of the hackathon, I had this I did this one recently. So when you all go to the gas station, right, you must have visited a gas station at least once in a life, right? Whenever you do pump, right, if you have paid by a card, right, they must they must provide you a sale receipt, right? And this is a tank receipt, like whenever somebody fuel like these many fuel like truck receipt. So they have this card receipt, right? And the attendant, right, they are like not educated people, they are just some on low wages, right? So what they have to do, whenever you do card transaction, one copy they will give to you, one copy they will keep to themselves, right? And at the end of their shift, like 8 hours 10-hour shift, they have to go to the station, gas station or a petrol pump manager, and they need to submit, okay, my petrol pump so shows, okay, in the 8 hours you have dispensed like 10,000 liters of petrol, okay, and it's around like 1 lakh rupees of sale you have done, and now should give me the bill of that one. So he have to send, like, count the receipts, okay, this is 15,000 receipt, then 10,000, 100. He need to count all the receipts, and then he need to provide all the receipts. This is he want to say, like, this is a card payment and these are my cash payment, right? So some of like handheld terminals provide this capability, they can provide a report directly out of it, but where the automation is not possible, right? At this, there are multiple sites where gas owner, gas station or petrol pump owner doesn't buy the automation, they rely on the human work. This is like you pain for them guys, right? Because they can make mistake, they are like 10 12th pass out to people who are like working on a very low payment, right? They can make mistake, right? So what we can do, like, we can scan this receipt, we can get the data out of it, and we can create our web page to show how many like how much in the 8 hours I have already paid, right? And we can on the phone, right, we can create a API for this one. He can upload just the image to us, and even using this image, right, we can extract the data, and in the image dashboard, right, we can create a dashboard for it, and we can say, okay, you have if you scan 10 receipt, we will be creating a 10 transaction for you, and we'll automatically calculate the summation of all, right? For us, like from developer perspective, doing extracting a data and summation, it won't be a much problem, right? The same, like, so this AWS service help us to provide this information, but how business we can utilize on the business logic, right? That's up to us always, right? So this is a form, right? We can choose, instead of form, like I can say receipt also, and in the receipt, right, it can also detect the how the invoice. And this is machine learning, they have this document, they have created the models, machine learning models for this one, and they have big set of data for them, and they are utilizing this way. Okay, we have 8 minutes left, so let's not go on to that demo. Let's see, we have what. Okay, so I just want to tell you, like, what are the learning paths you guys have, right? If you want to do the cloud journey, right, you can become from a role-based point of view, right? You can become a cloud practitioner. This is like the cloud practitioner are people like who are utilizing cloud, but they are not actively developing on that one, right? They are utilizing this cloud, they know the services and all, right? architect, like architect, solution architect people, like they you can become a solution architect, you can become AWS developer, you can go into the operations maintaining that one, you can become a DevOps engineer. This is a highly lucrative job right now, DevOps cloud engineer, right? Because there is a very need. You can go by solutions, like you can after learning about cloud, right, you can go in the expertise, right? You can become a machine learning expert, you can become AWS media service expert, like because right now our all the OTT platform is there, right? And a lot of like Netflix, Prime, everything, like, and Prime and Netflix both run on AWS, right? So imagine like how much media services jobs like or yeah importance is there, right? There is a storage, we can build Alexa skill, like somebody can go and do the specialty on Alexa build, right? We can do a data analytics, somebody can become a data analytics for that matter. And there are some specialty like big data specialty we can become, and advanced networking, right? So just go through this like links and see like if you go to the AWS portal, there are learning paths links is also available there. And here are some links, right? You can go to the on the page, right? You can get all the details also. Like there are some developer center is there. You can go and GitHub. You can search for AWS samples. We'll get all the serverless that we did today. They are all they are like a Hello World Lambda and all. They are available there. There are workshops arranged, and you see, right? It doesn't a bit about cost, right? It's some services are always free, right? Lambda, right? Lambda is like for 10 million, like 10 lakh Lambda invocations are free per month. Every month, if you execute your Lambda 10 lakh times, it's free. So imagine like it's almost free for some learning guy or like doing some small case calculation, right? Some services are like first year free. That means like you can have some EC2 750 hours of computation EC2 server time, right? Either like whenever how many times you start and stop, it doesn't matter. How much time, like it total time should be collected to 750 hours, right? It's free for 12 months, right? And obviously there are some trials, like if you subscribe for trial new services, they can provide you trial applications, right? Yeah, the one I want to talk about, like there are we are living in like a software, like a agile world, right? Or software industry, right? There are very like passionate developers, and they have created awesome community groups right now. And for AWS there are a lot, right? In India they have like lot of in each almost major city they have the AWS user group. Even in Pune we have the AWS user group, and even if we have AWS user group India also, who like connects all, right? And they always on each Saturdays or like whenever time to time they manages the sessions, they have expert talking, like they like it's not always expert talking, it's like sharing the knowledge, best practices and all, right? There's somebody's building something, there's some new services came, somebody has done about like a POC on that one, they share on that one, right? And here you will be able to learn from a best how they are utilizing, right? How some of the problems you can take your industry problem, you can ask them, like they can provide you better solutions. And even you will get the cool swags or stickers for your laptop and all, like you can get a AWS free credits, like they can if you attend the sessions, you can get in credits or dollars, you can add to that your AWS account, and they will be utilized whenever you pay for that one, right? So please, I will encourage like just try to find on a Google like AWS user groups Pune or somewhere, whatever city you are from or whatever city you are going to work, like search that one and join that one. If you are going on a cloud journey, it will be benefit for you. And last I want to show you, there is a website called awsreskill.com, right? This is developed by a community. This is not from AWS, but this is from AWS community, and it is a very best, right? You can become, yeah, you can learn it from, there are like monthly target challenges. Just show you, there is a monthly challenges also. You can get like a credit for each one, and you can redeem that score to get you see like this one, right? If this is a session, right, you need to attend this sorry, this is like there are videos like they provided, community group provided. You can attend this. Is if you are a beginner, like start learning about AWS networking, they can ask at the end, you can ask 20 questions, you will get a 200 points if you pass, right? And at the end, right, these points will be get redeemed to you can see like how you can redeem those points to get some things. Oops, rewards. Yeah, you can redeem those part to get t-shirts, Amazon vouchers and all also, right? So it's encouraging, but some don't go for the rewards, but it's it's rewarding. Let's go for the challenges, like learn from it. It's a time for you to start, and every month there are challenges, and there is a leaderboard decided, right? And for your knowledge, right, this whole website, this is developed on serverless stack. There is no server on the behind. It's completely serverless. Okay. Last, I will just say, break the cloud ceiling, guys. Like, know the basics, learn the cloud terminology, know what you like try, do hands-on projects or something, just smaller one, like it will give you encouragement, right? Join the hackathon workshops wherever you possible, right? Read the documentation, do some networking, join the social media, join the user groups, people follow people, right? They on Twitter or LinkedIn or somewhere, right? People post some awesome news, they're learning, and like it's always like learn from the best. And finally, like if you want to reach out to me, you can have my email ID. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Twitter. Yep. If you have any questions, like we can take that one. You have some questions. Oh, this is very big list. You can ask like questions if you want. Hey, thanks, Shubham, but no, it's just developer. Yeah, I have already answered this one, right? It's EC2 pricing model. It's based on the need, what we need. Okay. Yeah. Dhoni out, correct. Yep. Any more questions, guys?
So it is that, sir, most of the companies are not interested in making their own servers. They are now will be dependent on some service-based company like this AWS and all.
No. AWS is not doing a job for us, right? It's just providing a server for it's a infrastructure for us, right? And we are going to utilize that server. So imagine like you are creating a startup, right? You want to create your swiggy.com, right? Like imagine like you have to app, right? So to support like whole India, right? You have like maybe like lakhs of customer, right? Like accessing that one. To support that, you have to create like almost like hundreds of server you will be needing, right? You will be need a database server. You will be needing a server like a website hosting server, a batch job processor, order processor server, right? Like you need a computer infrastructure for that. And what we'll do, like you will place a request, you will buy those server, host it in a place, right? Why? Don't need that one, right? You have paying upfront cost, right? We don't want that one. You can just ask for AWS, you can subscribe to them, you can host your application. Whenever you need, you can you can add instances or decrease the instances, right? Automatically. That's where the world is moving, right? And it's not like we don't want, companies don't want the server to be itself, right? Some of the companies like private cloud concept, right? where companies keep their secret sauce, like what is the secret component, compliance regulation, what is secret data they have, they still keep their own data centers. But whatever computational services need, they are just utilizing it from AWS, right? Somebody in that, so like if company want to create a lambda function service, right, they have to invest time, right? Why? Already have AWS, just utilize that one. It's like that. AWS is not doing anything for us, it's just providing us services, and we have to develop our application or business based on that. I hope I answer your question.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Tell me something about AWS Academic Learner Labs laboratories.
Sorry, say again.
That is the AWS Academic Learner Labs.
Academic Learner Labs. This is a new program that AWS launched. That's what you're asking?
So, sir, already I launched the programs.
Yes. So
that is for creating a class for our student.
yes. So, yes, AWS Academy, you are saying like, yeah, the new program that, yeah, what they launch is something that they will be like whatever people either from student or they are not in the IT career, like cloud career, right? In the starting phase, they want to switch to the cloud, right? They can subscribe to this this lab, right? There are partners they have available in Pune also. I believe like there is a partner. You have to apply to that one, and then they will be trained you on that one. AWS, and then they will be providing a job like assistance to you. It's like something like you should have learning from, like you are doing from same thing for a PG-DAC, right? IACSD. CDAC has launched that one, and now IACSD is hosting it for you. You are learning from it, and CDAC is also going to assist you for a job, right? But IACSD, CDAC is doing like a whole skill development, right? From programming.
Yes.
AWS is doing only for the AWS specific one.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Any more question, guys? Yeah, if you have still question, you can paste it to me on email me, or you can send a message on LinkedIn to me, and I will happy to answer that one.
Okay. Thank you, Harshal, for such a wonderful session. Thanks on the behalf of IACSD.
Yeah, thank you. And I really appreciate you guys. Like, you are an awesome audience, right? You were interactive, and that helped me a lot. Yep. It's my pleasure to have a tech talk with you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Keshav sir, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.